Hey yo, what's going on guys? It's your boy Scatino, aka Scat, and we've got a very exciting day today for all PlayStation gamers. Well, maybe not everybody, but for a lot of PlayStation gamers, myself included. We are about to do a brand new unboxing video, guys, and today we are, of course, unboxing the brand new PlayStation 4 Pro. I do know there is a bit of glare on this, I do apologise about that, but we are going to get into the PlayStation 4 Pro. Super excited to finally have this. I've been looking forward to it now for like the best part of the year, since the rumours were floating about that Sony were creating a mid-generation console. You know, I've been hyped for it, excited. I love my PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 Pro is here, gonna get into it. Just a few things though that I do want to mention about the PlayStation 4 Pro before I actually get into the main unboxing. And I do kind of just want to throw my support out there for Sony at this point, just because I think Sony, since the PlayStation meeting when the Pro was officially unveiled, I think there's been a lot of backlash against Sony about, you know, people complaining, making videos saying, you know, why are you making this console? We don't need this console. We don't want this console. You know, and people are moaning to the point where, you know, they're acting like Sony are forcing them to buy this new console, you know, and it's not that way at all. The PlayStation 4 Pro is an option, you know what I mean? It is simply an option for PlayStation gamers to buy a bit more of a powerful console. Now, Sony have already stated that all the games are going to work the same. Obviously, there's going to be like different visual qualities on the PlayStation 4 Pro, but there's going to be no exclusive games, no exclusive features like gameplay features and stuff like that. You know, everything that you can play on PlayStation 4 Pro, you can play on the base vanilla PS4. So I really don't know why people are seeming to get really stressed out about this, you know what I mean? Sony are not forcing this on anybody. Sony are basically saying, look, you know, this is a bit more powerful. If you own a 4K TV, with HDR, it's going to look really good, but if you don't, then hey ho, stick with a normal one. I mean, if they were forcing people to buy the PlayStation 4 Pro, then they would have never released the PS4 Slim, you know what I mean? So I'm like, dude, just let it be. You know, if you don't want to buy a PlayStation 4 Pro because you don't have a 4K TV or you're not interested, then fine. Like, you don't need to make videos complaining about saying we don't need this console, what is the point? You know, there is a market for this console. I am part of that market. I've got a brand new TV, 55-inch, 4K, HDR. I'm good to go. You know, this is why I bought this console, because I want the graphics to sing. So, you know, a lot of people are complaining, so I just wanted to throw my support out there for Sony and to back the PlayStation 4 Pro, that I'm excited about it, and people stop getting your knickers in a twist, because if you don't want it, then you don't need to buy it. You know, you're still going to get all the games anyway, so what is your point? Jesus Christ, you know, get over it. Anyway, so the PlayStation 4 Pro, so it is compatible 4K visuals. A lot of people saying, oh, it's not going to be native, it's not powerful to be native 4K. Well, I think they've already proved that, because a couple of the game's launch titles are already running in native 4K, like Skyrim. So, there we go, you know what I mean? Okay, textures might not be as good as it possibly could be on a high-end PC, but they've proved it can run native 4K resolution. So, there we go. A lot's been said about HDR, high dynamic range. That's all included. Streaming 4K capabilities, Netflix, Amazon Video, YouTube, all included with the PlayStation 4 Pro. Obviously, there's all different other things as well that you can get as well. Certain things like sharing, you know, gameplay sharing, all things like that. So you can actually record and stream, I believe, in 1080p 60 frames per second, whereas on the vanilla PS4, I think the recording was actually locked to 720p 60 frames per second, as well as the streaming was, I believe. Or recording might have actually been 720p 30 frames per second. I'm not too sure, but I know you couldn't get 1080p. So, and this is another reason that I've been really excited for the Pro, just because my laptop at the moment is really not working very well. So in terms of actually recording gameplay, streaming through my Elgato, I'm just unable to do it at the moment. So the fact that the Pro has better capabilities than the vanilla one just makes it all the more worthwhile for me, because I can get better quality videos directly capturing from the system. Yeah, it's not going to be 4K, but 1080p is, you know, standard really for what a lot of people have monitors, TVs wise. So there we go. So let's get into it. So this is the PlayStation 4 Pro. So as you can see, it looks pretty much like the normal PS4, because it is PS4. It's like 3 tiers actually now. If we look over here, 3 tiers instead of like the PS4's 2. We've got the updated controller here. Nothing really much different about it except for the actual touchpad. It's got like, you can see like the light bar through the touchpad now to make it easier to differentiate like player numbers and stuff like that. So that's kind of like, you know, whatever, you know, the differences in the design. So we're going to look at the back. Not sure if you can see much here, but basically talk about the power of the PS Pro, enhanced graphic capabilities, all that good stuff that we've already spoken about, 4K, HDR. Obviously not every game's going to render in native 4K. There's something called checkerboarding to make it look like native 4K. Other games are going to render at a much lower resolution, but still higher than 1080p, so you're still going to get a better bump. Obviously for people who don't have 4K TVs but have picked one of these up to play on their 1080p, you're also going to get some benefits from super sampling, which is just going to make the image look a lot like cleaner and crisper. So everybody wins in my eyes. So yeah, as you can see, just some information about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. We've also got Uncharted 4, Last Guardian, Horizon Zero Dawn. So that's pretty much the short and skinny of the packaging. So I think it's time that we actually crack this bad boy open and got into it, guys. So let's do that, shall we? So I've got my little trusty knife right here. Just going to rip into this sticker. And we are going to get into this unboxing. I've got like something in my eye right now. I don't know. I'm just super excited, guys. I've got a bunch of games there that are already enhanced for PlayStation 4 Pro. Skyrim, Uncharted 4, Mafia, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Knack, FIFA, what else? Elder Scrolls Online, and I think I've got quite a few others that are already, you know, set to go with PlayStation Pro enhancements. So yeah, I'm happy as Larry me. So let's take this out of this big old box. I'll just put that over there. As you can see, just a plain white box. And we can get into this if I can. Struggling a bit. Okie dokie. What I think I'm going to do, if I put that there, you should be able to see, and I'm hoping this camera's not going to mess up, which I think, yeah, I think the camera's going to start messing up. So, I hate this laptop, I really hate it. It's stressing me out majorly recently, telling you. So let's actually have a look inside here. So let's get into the meat of it. So here is, it's quite heavy actually. Right, we've got user manuals, all that good stuff. Nobody cares about that. Let's actually look at the PlayStation 4 Pro. Now what I am going to do, guys, obviously I'm going to show you the unboxing, show you a bit of like screen time when I've all got it set up and everything like that. So let's actually take a gander at this. Well, actually, first look at it, actually looks bigger than the normal PS4. I may be wrong, but it does look bigger than the PlayStation 4. Like 3 tiers, as you can see, like kind of like a sandwich. Got the PlayStation symbol right there. Now, one difference that there is with the PlayStation 4, it hasn't got the light bar going right down the middle, which is actually something that I do quite like. So I'm not sure, like light-wise, like LEDs, how that's set up for this one, but it's really nice. It's quite heavy, but sturdy. Got the ports on the back as well. Looks like we've got 2 USB ports at the front, as well as obviously the Blu-ray disc drive. Now, one thing that I am a bit disappointed in, that there is no 4K Blu-ray drive. It's just a normal Blu-ray drive. So yeah, I think that's a missed opportunity, but I can understand why Sony's not included it to keep the cost down. I mean, this is £350 4K box, you know what I mean? So I think the actual drive would have bumped that price up quite significantly. So I can understand where they're coming from with that. But yeah, quite sturdy. I really like the design. That's your PlayStation 4. So let's see what else is actually in the box. We've got all the bits and bobs here. So we can get out the new controller. Power cable, nobody's interested in that. USB cord, charging USB cord. New HDMI cable. You can never have too many HDMI cables, they do come in handy. And the updated Dualshock 4 controller. And it's good. I'm so glad I've got a new controller actually, because my other one was messed up. Like literally all the rubber had come off, and it's like ridiculous. So yeah, that's the new controller. Feels just as good as it was. It does actually look a bit different to me, or it might just be my eyes. It looks, I don't know, but it does look quite different to me. Colour wise, I don't know. It might just be me. I don't know. What else have we got in there? Nothing left in there. Let's see. PlayStation protection policy. Not interested in that. So yeah, that's. What more can you say? It's quite short and sweet. I was quite disappointed that, you know, they haven't done like a PlayStation 4 Pro bundle. I think that was a bit of a missed opportunity. I think they could have done a bundle with maybe like Call of Duty. That would have pushed a lot of PlayStation 4 Pros, I would have believed. A Call of Duty bundle. Whether or not there's more going forward, especially like when Horizon comes out, I think that's probably going to be the first major PlayStation 4 Pro bundle. Because a lot's being made of Horizon running at 4K resolution or whatever. So I think there probably will be a bundle for that when that actually comes out. But for the time being, guys, that's pretty much it. I am going to give you a close-up. I'm going to switch over to the other camera and give you a bit of a close-up. I'm going to set it all up at the TV. I'm going to show you different things, different settings and whatnot, and then we'll take it from there. But, you know, stay tuned. So, yeah. Hope you all enjoy. Okay guys, so I've set up the PlayStation 4 Pro now. I've signed in with my PSN ID, everything. I've started to actually install all the games now. Well, the ones in particular that are enhanced for PlayStation 4 Pro. So as you can see, we've got Skyrim, Uncharted 4, FIFA, The Last of Us. Dark Souls 3 isn't, but it's my favourite game, so I just want that on the system anyway. We've got the likes of Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, should I say, Mafia 3, not Arkham Asylum, just because that's not enhanced, but I am currently playing through that at the moment, and of course Battlefield 1. So just going to take you into some of the settings now, just so you can see actually what's different. There is the system down there. So when I mentioned before about the LED, that just focusing. If it'll focus, it's not focusing. Focus. Jesus Christ, come on. Why is it not focusing? Yeah, so anyway, so that's the LED, so it's not on the top, it's actually in the middle of it now, and there's the Xbox One. Right, okay, so what was I doing? Yeah, so the settings, so just pretty much the whole interface is pretty much the same as the base PS4, so there's nothing new there, but actually the main user interface is now running in 4K, native 4K resolution as opposed to 1080p. Now, a couple of the differences is if you of course go down to the display options, you do have different resolutions now. So as you can see, 720p, 1080i, 1080p, 2160p, YUV420 and 2160p RGB. So I've just set mine to automatic, so that is in the 4K. HDR, of course, you can also have HDR on the base PS4. Set that to automatic as well, to automatically select it. And if we also go down to sharing and broadcast now, some different options in here, as I believe I mentioned before. So video clips, you can actually, well, this is an old feature now. You can set the length of the video clip now to an hour, as opposed to, I think it was 10 or 15 minutes originally when the first PS4 come out, So you can actually set that to an hour now, and also your dimensions, so you can actually record in 720p or 1080p. Screenshots as well, the dimensions for screenshots, so you can have 4K screenshots or 1080p screenshots, which is great as well. That's fantastic. And I believe the broadcast settings, obviously you can't actually set your resolution settings until you're actually live streaming, but I believe that is also 1080p 60 frames per second you can live stream now. So I think that's it, guys. Nothing really much more to say. I can't wait to start getting into these games. I've got my Skyrim ready to go. Let's just see if it actually says anything when I do boot the game up. I don't think it's going to. Got all the light shining there. I mean, it doesn't need to change any settings because it's running in native 4K anyway, so no settings actually need to be changed for that. Bloody hell, it's in bloody installing. Alright, so we can't see anything anyway, so, but that's it from me, guys, anyway. I do hope you all enjoyed. As always, please don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe. I am going to be live streaming a lot more now. A lot more gameplay videos are going to be coming up now that I've got the better capabilities of the system, so please look forward to that. And that's it from me. I'm your boy Skitino, and I'm out. Peace.